Upon request, I promised to make a little video that show how easy it is to drain water out, change the oil, and change the filter with the new Power Flush kit. So let's start with draining some water out. What I like to do is just grab a little cup, put it underneath here, and then that's where we'll put the water in. So the first thing you do is just grab a hold of the quick disconnect here, release it, and then hold it over the cup. And then we just open the valve just a little bit to allow the water, and as soon as the water is out and there's just oil coming out, then you just shut it off again. And then you just put it back in, quick disconnect, and you're done. And that's if you drained enough water out and with some oil, then you may have to add a little bit of water or oil back in the top of the vacuum pump again. So that's all there is to draining water. Now for draining the oil, that is almost identical. We release it out of here, and instead of the cup, I like to take a bigger container, because we're going to take the oil out of it and change it. So I'll just take a quart jar to put the oil in, and then we just open up, and you'll see how the oil runs out easily. And then you may have to take the cap off where you put the oil in to get it to run a little bit faster, so it doesn't get stuck with air. And then as soon as you have drained all the oil out, then you just turn the valve off, and then you put it back in and connect it. And then you grab your new oil. I like these little bottles here because they have a little tip up thing. Then you grab that and put it on top, and you fill the oil into the pump again until it is full. And that's all there is to changing oil with the flush kit. Then the last thing we want to do is change the filter, which is something that we just do every 3 months. The oil we change once a month. The water you can drain out as often as you like. But the filter we just change every 3 months. And with the filter, I just take a large container. I like the number 10 cans. Stick it underneath the filter and simply unscrew it. And drop it into the container. Then you grab a new filter. You see I spilled a little oil. So it's a good idea to put the cup back under. Then I take the new filter. I fill it completely full of oil until it's completely full. And then once it's full, then I take and put my finger in the oil and put a little bit of oil on the gasket all the way around here, so it's all wet. Then I just take the filter and screw it on. So now the filter is completely full, and it just be hand snug, not hard turn, just snug. That's all it needs to be. So now we filled the filter back up, and we filled the pump back on, and then the last thing we do is do a mini power flush. And the reason why we do that is to get the hoses that are now drained out of oil, get them completely filled. So we make sure that the valves are set to do a power flush. Open here and open here. Then we just turn the machine on and turn it to 0 hour freezing, and the vacuum pump will now turn on. And I just let it do for maybe 30 seconds. Push the oil around and then just turn it off. And then you'll notice that the in the eye of the pump, it's the oil level have dropped just a little bit because we filled up the hoses. Then I just take the cap off and grab the oil container and top it off. And that's all there is to doing a filter change, oil change, and getting rid of water out of the pump. Thank you.